I'm really sorry to insult you, but your iPhone is starting to look a little bit small, at least in comparison to these. This is the iPhone 6 with a 4.7-inch display, and this is the iPhone 6 Plus with a 5.5-inch display. Yes, these have got bigger screens, but there's lots more in them too, including new cameras and NFC chips to help you kill your wallet. Both the 6 and the 6 Plus have new Retina HD displays that display far more than you've been able to see on your iPhone 5 or 5S. Like a bigger Android phone, it's great for seeing more of web pages, and Apple has added a special landscape mode for the home screen with the 6 Plus. On both phones, you can move through web pages and emails with swipes on the side. But I really prefer the smaller version for my smaller hands. The
5.6 Plus, the larger version of the two, just arrived. I'm Taylor Martin, this is Pocket Now, and this is our iPhone 6 Plus unboxing. So this is it. This is the iPhone 6 Plus, the larger brother to the iPhone 6, but it's pretty much what people have been begging Apple for years now, because this thing is tiny. This is the iPhone 5, and if you see in my hands, it looks just like a toy. It's so small. So everyone has been asking Apple for a larger iPhone, and as you can tell from the size of this box, that's exactly what we got. We got two versions this year, the iPhone 6, which is 4.7, and this one, which is the iPhone 6 Plus, at 5.5 inches. So let's get in the box and see just how big this new iPhone is. I do have a little cutting tool right here that I like to carry on my keychain. Let's get in. I do know one thing about this box already. I have not opened this, clearly. All the seals are still closed. But I do know that there's no branding or no image on the box this year. It's just a little embossed or an outline of an iPhone, but no iPhone image, which is new. But as you can see, just going around the box, it's exactly what we can expect from Apple. Very plain, very toned-down packaging, and of course it's wrapped in plastic. So let's get that cut open really quickly, see what's inside the box. I bet everyone can already guess what's in the box. Of course, this is the 64 gigabyte version, so there are three this year. You have 16 64 gigabytes, and you have 128, which is very nice. I almost opted for that, but I stayed with 64 gigabytes because I have a 32 gigabyte iPhone 5 right now, and I had about 50% storage left the other day when upgrading to iOS 8. So let's get the phone out, and immediately you can see it is very, very, very thin. But we'll set this aside because that's what we do, to see what's underneath. So of course you have your little pull tab, which reveals this little pamphlet with all your stuff inside, your reading materials that I can't manage to get open, your leaflets, your stickers, and all of that. But unfortunately this iPhone 5, or iPhone 6 Plus from Verizon does not come with a SIM removal tool. Thank you, Verizon. I guess they don't really want you to switch out your SIM, but whatever, it comes with a SIM in it. I'm okay with that. Your AC adapter, as usual, and I'm actually interested to see what the amperage is on this, because it does have a much larger battery. It is still just 1 amp. I don't know if you can see that. It's still 1 amp, but this phone does have a much larger...
Found in its smaller brethren. Video also gets a boost as well. Could flagship killer also mean Apple's flagship? We find out in this. A quick look at the Apple iPhone 6 Plus versus the OnePlus One. When it comes to the design, the iPhone 6 Plus is basically a larger version of its smaller sibling. The same full metal unibody construction, rounded edges all around, and the signature home button with the integrated fingerprint scanner up front, just in a larger body. The OnePlus One is another Android smartphone that is comparable to the 6 Plus in terms of size. There's no metal here though, with the OnePlus One coming in either a baby skin white version or a sandstone black version, with both offering different feels in the hand. The display size is the same on both, but the 6 Plus is slightly taller and wider, but it is definitely thinner. Like its smaller sibling, the 6 Plus is definitely one of the thinnest smartphones you can get in this size category. The 6 Plus is also about 10 grams heavier than the OnePlus One. Apple gave in to the trend of bigger smartphones, which means that the display comparison is a much more level playing field this time around, and it's almost practically identical. The 6 Plus features a 5.5-inch IPS LCD display, while the OnePlus One comes with a LTPS LCD screen of the same size. Both feature 1080p resolution, resulting in an identical pixel density of 401 pixels per inch. The experience is largely same on both screens. You'll get a good time when it comes to text, games, movies, whatsoever. The OnePlus One did have some issues with some units having a yellowish tinge to it, but at least my unit does not have that problem, so you get a comparable bright color system, good brightness, and great viewing angles on either of these displays. It's the age-old ecosystem debate, as the iPhone 6 Plus does pack with it iOS 8, but powering it is a dual-core A8 processor clocked in at 1.4 GHz along with 1 GB of RAM. But then, on the other hand, we have some of the best that is there to offer in the OnePlus One, with the flagship standard, which is the Snapdragon 801 at 2.5 GHz backed by 3 GB of RAM. Now, while there's an obvious difference on paper, it isn't really evident in real-world performance, which is something we've expected in iPhone versus Android already. So regardless of what you do with these phones, you'll have a smooth, quick experience. The iPhone 6 Plus comes with 16, 64, or 128 GB gigabytes of storage, while the OnePlus One comes in at 16 and 64 gigabyte flavors, and neither offer the option of expandable storage. Apple did finally introduce NFC with their device, even if it is limited to just the use of Apple Pay. But also worth noting is the return of the fingerprint scanner, and that is a convenient layer of extra security which can now be used by some third-party applications in iOS 8. These are features that don't make it onto the more Spartan OnePlus One. As we move into the cameras, we find that the iPhone 6 Plus keeps the 8-megapixel rear shooter from its predecessor, though it does come with a new sensor, an f2.2 aperture lens, faster autofocus, and optical image stabilization, which